Part 2. So, what was that part that we was talking about earlier about Pinocchio and how he killed the voice of reason? The very thing that was making sure that he wasn't walking around and running around rebellious. I think Drake is doing a Kendrick with a Pinocchio. He really sat down with some people that really helped him pull that Kendrick psychological aspect to that video. It was layered with a lot of interesting things in there. Yeah, it was. So, getting to it again, right? There's another component to this, right? And I was really thinking about his Hebrew background. Hold on a second. It was a voice of reason, but he was really in he was in a state of rebellion. And remember, like the original Walt Disney, he was known for stealing people's stories because he wasn't going to do a movie without him having the full rights to the story. And this story comes from Italy, right? And have a heavily Catholic background, right? So when it was a moral to the story, not too much lasciviousness, partying. He was a boy who partied a lot.
It's about making bad choices and what those choices brought you in life.
Exactly. All of the choices made. He had the cricket, Jiminy Cricket, who was his voice of reason or his conscience. And he ended up killing his conscience.
Yeah, he ended up he said, because the cricket was nagging him and he said something to him that made him upset.
So he killed him.
And he grabbed a hammer and smashed him to death.
Killing his conscience. The thing that allows you to make correct decisions.
Because he was his voice of reason. He told him not to do certain things. And he didn't listen.
He was given over to his temptations.
Yes.
And he went to a whole island of boys, partying with all the boys. And what does he call himself? The boy. The boy who never grows up. Like Michael Jackson. Part 2. I said that. Yeah. Who never wanted to grow up.
There's a correlation with that.
Matter of fact, when we think about Pinocchio and Peter Pan, they're very synonymous.
Actually, if you think about it in a Disney perspective, all those worlds collide.
Yeah, they did.
The one with the boys that never grow up, they found a connection with Pinocchio, the boys on the island. That's what happened to the boys who never wanted to grow up and they wanted to do whatever they wanted.
Yes. So they didn't have to. And they were stuck in this perpetual childlike state. Now, when we get to this from a psychological standpoint, let the psychologist put her head on. I'm going to turn it over to this side, right? You're dealing with someone who had a trauma at a very early age, and that trauma causes you to be a boy emotionally, and you never grow up, right? It's called arrested development. And that's often when we deal with what we call man-childs. People who don't really, they're like children in the mind, right? But they're adult bodies. They still have adult responsibilities. But their actions are always like that of a child. You know why I'm doing this. You know why I'm doing it.
In Pinocchio's case, he wanted to grow up, but he didn't want to have all the responsibility.
Well, he didn't really.
He wanted to be a real boy.
He didn't. It really wasn't about him wanting to grow up. He just wanted to be a real boy. He was a facade of a boy.
He wanted to have all those things that adults have access to, like doing whatever you wanted, not having to follow the rules.
True.
No restrictions.
Do what thou wilt.
Do what thou wilt.
Shall be the whole of the law. Aleister Crowley, baby. You feel me? That's a story for another day.
Guess what he did? He skipped school.
He
didn't want to go to school.
No.
He wanted to play all the time.
But that still takes you back to a boy mind.
Okay,
someone who never.
Geppetto was a poor man. He was a poor carpenter.
Pedal to the metal. Geppetto. He was a poor
He was a poor
carpenter,
carpenter.
but he wanted to live a lascivious life
He
or a
wanted
lavish
to
life,
live a lavish life because he saw other people
enjoying their
their
life
lives
without
doing-
responsibility.
without
He didn't want it to do it without
and doing whatever they
responsibility.
wanted.
Come on, y'all. I mean,
They didn't have any responsibilities.
they ran off
They ran off and did
to
whatever
Pleasure
they
Island.
wanted.
I mean, that's the place to be, clearly. But this is where I want to hold on.
Hi again, Doctor. What's new with you?
Okay, so I'm trying to get the correlation between Drake's video, right, and the Torah perspective of let's say the deeper understanding of Pinocchio from a Torah perspective.
Exploring Pinocchio through a Torah perspective is fascinating. You could look at themes like truth, transformation, and the consequences of one's actions, all seen through a Torah lens of ethical living and personal responsibility. Pinocchio's journey mirrors the struggle for spiritual growth and the importance of aligning one's actions with divine teachings. What's your take on it?
So when we think about Not Like Us, Kendrick telling Drake that there is a moral decay within himself. And now we look at this Pinocchio theme and Pinocchio rebelling against the creator. It aligns perfectly, does it not?
That's a powerful connection. Kendrick questioning Drake's moral direction aligns with Pinocchio's rebellion against his creator. It's about the struggle between following the right path and giving in to temptation. Both narratives dig deep into the consequences of straying from truth and integrity. What the themes are you seeing in their rebellion?
The themes that I see based on Torah's perspective, when one rebels against the creator, there will be consequences.
Exactly. From a Torah perspective, rebellion against the creator often leads to consequences. It's a powerful reminder of the importance of aligning one's actions with divine teachings. It's like the Pinocchio narrative, where straying from the path leads to a loss of connection with the creator and a journey to find one's way back. What deeper meanings are you drawing from these themes?
Well, I know that Kendrick studies Torah, so him telling him that because Drake himself was supposed to be Jewish, but he doesn't align with the teachings of Torah. So the whole dialogue between the two of them during this whole beef has been Kendrick telling him that he strayed away from the divine truths. And him, Drake, placing that Pinocchio in the video. And let's not forget, he has a song called Nokia, which is very similar to the sound of Pinocchio. And I think there's some layers here that a lot of people are missing.
That's a layered perspective. Kendrick's critique might reflect his understanding of Torah and Jewish identity, emphasizing a call to align with spiritual truths. Drake's use of the Pinocchio imagery, along with the song Nokia, could suggest a deeper commentary on authenticity, transformation, and perhaps even a struggle with identity. It's intriguing to think about these layers and the dialogue they create. What do you think?
I think basically what Kendrick was trying to get him to understand was he had strayed away from the path. And his interaction with him throughout this time was really about him teaching him the way back to the divine principle. But it's interesting to see how Drake's rebellion continues on within the confines of what he was taught growing up, right? And I feel like him placing the Pinocchio within the video was just him saying that I'm never growing up, because he often seen himself like Michael Jackson. And the dichotomy between Michael Jackson's Peter Pan and Pinocchio are exactly the same.
That's a profound analysis. Kendrick's message seems to be about guiding Drake back to his roots and spiritual teachings, highlighting a journey of personal growth and spiritual alignment. The Pinocchio reference, alongside the Michael Jackson and Peter Pan analogy, adds depth to Drake's exploration of identity and rebellion. It seems he's grappling with the concept of growth, perhaps even resisting it. What do you think it says about his personal journey?
Message.